bees goes head-to-head with an army of ants. It's an epic showdown straight out of a nature documentary. Imagine this, a sweet drop of nectar falls near an anthill, and suddenly, it's a battleground. Bees are the aerial masters, armed with painful stingers and the ability to fly. They can dive bomb and attack from above, a serious advantage. But don't underestimate the ants. They are the ultimate ground force, masters of strategy and numbers. An army of ants can swarm a single bee, overwhelming it with sheer force and powerful jaws. While a bee's sting is a formidable weapon, using it is often a one-way ticket. Ants, on the other hand, can bite repeatedly without harm to themselves. So, who wins? It really depends on the situation. In the air, the bee has the upper hand. On the ground, the ant army is nearly unstoppable. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing nature face-offs. Have you ever wondered what happens when two of nature's most organized super societies go head-to-head? I'm talking about a clash of titans, a battle of the buzz versus the bite. That's right. We're diving deep into the epic world of bees versus ants. You might think you know how this story goes, and trust me, there are twists and turns you won't see coming. Let's set the stage. On one side, we have the honeybees. These incredible flying insects are famous for their golden honey, their intricate hexagonal honeycombs, and their vital role as pollinators. A bee colony is a marvel of efficiency, a bustling city of tens of thousands of individuals, all working for the good of their queen and the hive. They are the guardians of a treasure trove of nectar and pollen, a high-energy food source that is the envy of the insect kingdom. On the other side, we have the ants. These guys are the undisputed masters of the ground. With colonies that can number in the millions, they are a formidable force. Ants are relentless, highly organized, and possess an incredible ability to communicate and coordinate. They are expert foragers, and they will stop at nothing to secure resources for their own massive families. Their strength isn't just in numbers, it's in their unwavering determination. So, what happens when the path of an ant army crosses a beehive? It's not just a random scuffle, it's a strategic war for survival. The prize, the bee's precious honey. A caloric gold mine that could fuel an ant colony for weeks. For the bees, this isn't just about protecting their food, it's about defending their home, their queen, and their future generations. Now, you might think the bees have the advantage with their ability to fly and their painful stings. And you're partially right. When the first few ant scouts are detected near the hive entrance, the guard bees spring into action. These are the grizzled veterans of the colony, the first line of defense. They'll try to pick off the scouts one by one, using their stings to inject a potent venom. But here's where it gets interesting. Ants are incredibly resilient. A single bee sting might take out a single ant, but the ant scout, in its final moments, releases alarm pheromones. It's a chemical signal, a cry for help that travels through the ant network almost instantly. It's like sending out a distress signal to the entire army, and the army responds. Soon, it's not just a few scouts. It's a river of ants, a living, moving carpet of thousands, sometimes millions, of soldiers marching towards the hive. They follow the chemical trail laid by their fallen comrades, their single-minded goal being the sweet treasure within. The bees' defense strategy has to escalate. More guard bees join the fight at the entrance. They form a living wall, a barricade of buzzing bodies, biting and stinging any ant that dares to get too close. It's a chaotic, desperate battle. For a honeybee, stinging is the ultimate sacrifice. Their barbed stinger gets lodged in the enemy, and when they pull away, they fatally injure themselves. Every sting is a guaranteed loss for the bee colony. Ants, on the other hand, don't have this limitation. Many species can bite and spray formic acid, and they can do it over and over again. They swarm their targets, overwhelming them with sheer numbers. A single bee might be able to fight off a few ants, but what about 20 or 50? The ants climb over their own fallen, relentlessly pushing forward, a tide that seems impossible to stop. The bees have another trick up their sleeves, or rather, in their wings. It's called fanning. A group of bees will gather at the entrance and beat their wings in unison, creating a powerful gust of wind to literally blow the smaller ants away from the hive entrance. It's a non-lethal, energy-efficient way to repel the initial waves of attackers. But against a truly determined army of ants, like army ants or fire ants, this might not be enough. The ants will find any tiny crack or crevice to get inside. Their small size becomes a huge advantage. They can exploit weaknesses in the hive structure that a larger predator couldn't. Once inside, it's a whole new war zone. The hive's interior is a complex, three-dimensional maze of honeycomb. The bees have the home field advantage, they know the layout. But the ants are masters of navigating complex terrain. The battle moves from the front door to the narrow corridors of the hive. Here, the bees employ a different tactic. They can't always sting effectively in such tight quarters. Instead, they use their bodies to block tunnels and surround individual ants. They might even try to cook them. Certain bee species, like the Japanese honeybee, have perfected this technique against giant hornets. They can swarm an invader and vibrate their flight muscles, raising the temperature in the center of the ball to a level that is lethal to the hornet, but just barely tolerable for the bees. While not as commonly used against ants, it shows the incredible adaptability of bee defenses. However, the ants have their own interior assault strategy. They follow the scent of the brood, the helpless bee larvae and pupae. This is another valuable food source. While some ants are focused on the honey stores, others are raiding the nursery. Carrying off the next generation of bees, it's a devastating blow to the colony's future. The battle becomes a race against time. Can the bees eliminate the invaders faster than the ants can plunder their resources and destroy their young? The queen bee, the heart of the colony, is hidden deep within the hive. Protected by a retinue of loyal attendants, her survival is paramount. If she falls, the colony is doomed. Now, let's talk about a secret weapon that some bees have against ants. It's not a sting or a bite. It's their unique building material, propolis. Propolis is a resinous mixture that honeybees produce by mixing saliva and beeswax with exudate. Gathered from tree buds or sap flows, they use it as a sealant for unwanted open spaces in the hive. But it's more than just bee glue. Propolis has antimicrobial properties, and for some ant species, it's a sticky, treacherous trap. Bees can create propolis curtains or narrow the hive entrance with this sticky substance, creating a hazardous obstacle course for invading ants. Ants that try to cross it can get stuck, slowing down the invasion and making them easy targets for the guard bees. It's a brilliant use of architectural defense. But what about the ant's special hook? Here's something you probably didn't know. Some ant species have developed a mind-blowing counter-strategy. They build bridges. Not with wood or stone, but with their own bodies. When faced with a gap, a sticky patch of propolis, or a stream of water, ants will link their bodies together, leg to antenna, to form a living, stable bridge for their comrades to march across. It is one of the most stunning examples of cooperation in the natural world. They literally pave the way to victory with themselves. So you have bees building sticky walls, and ants building living bridges to cross them. It's an evolutionary arms race played out on a miniature scale. The outcome of any single battle between a beehive and an ant colony is never guaranteed. It depends on so many factors: the species of ant, the size and health of the bee colony, the time of year, and even the weather. A strong, populous bee colony in its prime might successfully defend against a moderately sized ant attack, suffering some losses but ultimately securing their home. They might seal the breaches with propolis and rebuild. But a smaller, weaker colony, perhaps one already stressed by disease or a poor nectar flow, could be completely overwhelmed in a matter of hours. The ants would strip the hive bare, leaving nothing but empty wax combs, a ghost town that was once a thriving city. This incredible drama is happening all around us, in our backyards, in forests, and in fields. It's a brutal, beautiful struggle for survival. It reminds us that nature isn't just peaceful and serene. It's a constant competition for resources, where ingenuity, cooperation, and sacrifice determine who lives to see another day. The bees with their flying defense and architectural genius, and the ants with their relentless numbers and shocking bridge building. to superorganisms locked in an ancient conflict. So, the next time you see a bee buzzing on a flower or an ant marching on the sidewalk, remember the epic saga they are a part of. They are soldiers in a vast army, citizens of a complex society, and survivors of a world filled with challenges. Who wins? In the grand scheme of things, they both do, by continuing to adapt and thrive. Thanks for watching, and if you found this battle as fascinating as I do, be sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the amazing world of nature.